word label, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Well, the dictionary defines a label as a word or phrase indicating that what follows belongs in a particular category or classification. Essentially, a label is meant to place a particular item in a particular category. Now, some things have more than one label. For example, bread is a food. Bread is also a wheat product. But nonetheless, a label is meant to lessen the amount of things a particular item could possibly be. For example, an apple is a food, an apple is a fruit, it's also a source of carbohydrates. Now, these labels stop the apple from being anything more and stop the apple from being anything less. But we label almost everything in this world. We label food, we label books, we label activities, the list would go on and on. But one thing that we don't often realize that we label are people. Now, perhaps it's not as obvious because we don't go around putting physical labels on people, but in every other sense, we label people more often than objects. As I said before, an apple can be labeled as a food, a fruit, or a source of carbohydrates. Now, that's 3 labels for something as small and as simple as an apple. On the other hand, humans are often given 1 label. Think about that. An apple that cannot think, breathe, or walk, or feel is often given more labels than people are. We're possibly one of the most complex beings on the face of the earth. Now, that's not always the case. People are sometimes given more than 1 label or a group of labels, but people are often labeled in an environment that they spend the most time. And for many people, that is the workplace. But for people my age, that's school. And here you're often given 1 label. For example, if you're a jock, you're good at your sport and you're not good at much else, and all you care about is your sport or your girlfriend or girlfriends in some cases. I also heard a preacher speak on this topic, and he said that he believes that labels cause us to change who we believe ourselves to be and cause us to change our behavior and attitudes towards the world and towards other people. And adding on to that, I believe that labels cause us to forget who we are and cause us to forget that we're not single-faceted, one-dimensional beings, that we're so much more. And people are more inclined to accept labels because labels allow us to belong somewhere. You'd rather accept a negative label than to be alone. But the idea itself is completely absurd because humans have an opportunity that no other creature on the face of this earth has. Humans have the opportunity to communicate complex feelings and ideas with each other. No human has the same perspective on life. And each human being has a different story to tell. And we have different stories to hear, and we have different lessons to learn, and we have different lessons to teach. And each one of us has the opportunity to have our lives enriched by another human being. But labels impede us from doing this. Because when we see a negative label, we may immediately believe that this person has no place in my life, when this person could change your life. When we place labels on people or label ourselves, we don't make anything better for ourselves, we only hurt. And in turn affects the world. So the next time that you think about labeling someone or labeling yourself, think about the effect you have on others, think about the effect you have on yourself, and think about the effect you have on the world.